Hello everybody, welcome to this session. In today's chapter, we are going to talk about AI in data management and analysis. In this chapter, we have 4 different sections. The first one, we are going to address how AI can help with the data management and organization. And in the second one, we are going to talk about how AI can help with data wrangling and cleaning. And in the third one, we are going to address data integration and harmonization. In the last one, we are going to talk about how AI can help with data analysis. This is continuous from the last 2 chapters, where we talked about how AI can help with the research development and how AI can help with theory and hypothesis development. Now, after everything is done, then we need to collect data and analyze data. Data collection and analysis process is very, very time-consuming and very messy. And then later, we will need a lot of tools to help us to organize them. So in today's first section, we are going to talk about how AI can help with the data management. In this 9.1 session, we are going to address 3 main things. The first one is we want to understand how AI can help with the landscape of academic research. Traditional research process has been completely transformed by the new AI tools. We want to illustrate how AI can help with the data organization and management in this time-consuming research process. And of course, the most important thing, again, it's about paying attention to potential issues that it may entail. Traditionally, this research process about data collection and data analysis is quite time-consuming, but now research field, academic research has been kind of data-fied. Data-fied means that it's been driven by data. There's a data-driven science, data design. Data has become very important. For example, if you're doing marketing research, traditionally, we probably do literature review first and try to understand what's the knowledge gap in the field. But now we may first look into data, because from all kinds of consumer data, we may find interesting ideas from the data sets. So our research process kind of being driven by the data. So this process is called datafication. It's becoming a research trend in academia. So typically, this process is very time-consuming to collect data, analyze data. It's very labor-intensive. It needs a lot of resources and expertise, and it's a technical field. That's why every thesis student will need to take a research methodology course and learn all kinds of tools and techniques to help us collect and analyze data. And sometimes it will lead to sampling errors, systematic bias, or maybe even in research design, it's quite insufficient. And therefore, we need all kinds of tools. For example, the sampling errors, we could collect all kinds of data, but if we did not collect from the reasonable samples, the whole research process and finding outcomes may not be good. For example, if you are doing research in healthcare research, the samples probably the most focusing on the elderly people. Younger people probably don't pay attention to healthcare as much because they don't use healthcare service as much. So if you're collecting samples from bad or unreasonable samples, your findings and their perspectives on healthcare services may not be reasonable. Therefore, the errors might cause the findings to be untrustworthy. However, AI right now can assist in this process with data collection and particularly organizations. After we collect mass data sets, for example, the data set is so huge, and then maybe it's from different sources. Maybe you have 3 different researchers, maybe you collect from 3-4 different samples, and maybe you use different tools to collect them, and it's done by different groups of people or different platforms. How do you organize them, integrate them, or clarify different data fields and analyze them and make sense of them becomes a huge time-consuming process. And right now, AI with the machine learning and natural language processing can kind of transform and change this difficult research process. For example, it can help restructuring data sets. The data set, the original data set could look really messy, and it doesn't make much sense at all. Therefore, we kind of need some tools to help reorganize it. As a researchers, if it's all done by ourselves, we need to look at the data set, the raw data set, and see anything that's abnormal. And if it's not normal, then AI right now can help detect that anomalies, the outliers, or things that's not reasonable, things looks really weird. For example, respondents may answer your survey questionnaire. It's 11111 all the way through, or 777 all the way through, or maybe 1 2 3 4 5 7 7 6 5 3 4 da da da. It may not make sense at all because they may really pay attention to your questions, and so those anomalies will need to be detected. AI right now can help automatically detect those anomalies quite quickly. Maybe you can even reveal some promising relationships, maybe two different factors. Traditionally, maybe by looking at them, we may not know, if there's potential relationships at all. But AI right now can help with that a little bit faster. So with all these AI tools and models, right now this time-consuming process can be a lot more efficient, and the quality may be also improved a lot. And they can clarify the information and reveal all these subtle patterns. And maybe there's some inconsistency. Maybe there's some names are different. Maybe some files are missing. Traditionally, we may overlook them. Now AI can help with that. And then maybe they can also integrate different data files, different formats, because chances are we collect data from different platforms. Sometimes we will collect in different data types. For example, maybe it's in audio type. In audio type, we do interview, we record it, or maybe we videotaping, and so that's audio, video data. AI right now can transform audio files or video files into maybe text files, and they can transform text into images automatically. So this kind of data analysis tools will be quite useful for researchers. However, there are potential issues involved. We know students or some scholars would like to use AI tools because it's quite efficient, but we cannot take for granted with all the suggestions made by the AI models, because the AI models have its own biases and limitations. It's trained by certain models, and the training process, it's doing things that it knows how to do based on patterns and statistics. It doesn't really think like humans, and so we need to double check if those data characteristics outputs suggested by AI are compatible with our existing tools. What does that mean? It means that can our existing tools, say if you're using SPSS, if you're using Amos or R or Python, different kind of tools to analyze data, maybe data characteristics suggested by AI may not be compatible with those tools. So we need to double check. And also the suggestions made by AI may not be compatible with our methodology or our research purposes, because in different fields we have different ways of doing research. In medical fields or in engineering field versus in business fields, we require different things. So AI doesn't know each field at all. It just decides the decisions based on patterns. So it provides some sort of overview responses. So we need to double check, if they fit with our research purposes and fit with our methodological choices. And also we need to know that if it suggests something that beyond the researcher's domain expertise, if they suggest something beyond our expertise, we may not be able to address them. Therefore, it may not fit with other research. So all in all, we can use AI to do research data organizations. It can help with this process and reduce time significantly, but we cannot trust or rely on the results all the way. We still need to double check their results and suggestions. Thank you very much. That's all for this session.